Chapter 31 Meng Hongchen takes action, and the Soul Guide armor appears, please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Blue-silver wall. Multiple blue-silver walls, surrounded by Su Yu's blue-silver grass. As Su Yu's soul power activated, a large amount of blue-silver grass grew crazily and gathered to form layers of blue-silver walls, boom boom boom. Cannonballs landed on the wall formed by the entanglement of blue-silver grass, blasting it into pieces. Even though Su Yu had relied on his soul power to stimulate the vitality in the blue-silver grass, he tried to strengthen the blue-silver grass as much as possible, but in the face of the Soul Guide cannon, it was still blasted. However, the amount of blue-silver grass gathered by Su Yu was too large, and he was able to sustain the first round of bombing. The second soul skill, Purple Moon Purification. Su Yu's second-placed purple soul ring flashed, the second ring of the millennium. Back then, Su Yu absorbed an 1100-year-old purple moon orchid, which not only improved the foundation of blue-silver grass and made it more vital, but also gave Su Yu a soul skill that could purify negative states. The second soul skill is actively used to clear negative states and at the same time rejuvenate the blue-silver grass. The flames on the blue-silver grass that was broken and exploded by the cannonball were expelled, and at the same time, the vitality in the blue-silver grass was activated. The life attribute of blue-silver grass has been extremely strong due to the accumulation of Su Yu's 3 soul rings. Under his stimulation, the recovery speed is extremely fast. At this moment, with the blessing of the second soul skill, almost in the blink of an eye, the originally destroyed blue-silver wall took shape again. At the same time, Su Yu used this gap to build another blue-silver wall. What a strong defense! As the referee, Jing Hongchen looked amazed. He was well aware of the damage caused by Jing Hongchen's explosion just now. I didn't expect to be blocked by Su Yu so easily. At the same time, he also admired Su Yu's response. It was not just the defense of multiple blue and silver walls stacked on top of each other, there was actually buffer space between the layers of blue-silver walls, which further weakened Jing Hongchen's attacks layer by layer. And this vitality is also a bit scary. Su Yu's ability to achieve this level is actually inseparable from the blue-silver field. The biggest difficulty in the blue-silver field is not to create a field of blue-silver grass and spread the blue-silver grass all around. The biggest difficulty is to make these blue-silver grasses perfectly link with themselves. One of them is to continuously absorb energy and feed it back to Su Yu. When Su Yu mobilizes, the self-absorbed energy bursts out and grows instantly. This is the second one. These 2 points combined can allow Su Yu to display his soul skills faster and with less consumption. There is no blessing or weakening effect yet, and the current blue-silver field can only be regarded as a prototype for Su Yu for the time being. When Jing Hongchen saw this, he showed an excited expression. I laugh at Hongchen, and I like this turtle shell-like enemy the best. The third soul ring shines even brighter. More soul cannons grew out of his body. At the same time, the first and second soul rings also emitted dazzling yellow light. Another round of frenzied shooting began. Su Yu used the blue-silver domain and attached his mental power to the blue-silver grass to observe Jing Hongchen. He was speechless. Does this kid like to fuck so much? This is visible to the naked eye. On Jing Hongchen's face, apart from the show-off expression of his own strength, the rest was filled with excitement during sex. Boom boom boom. Another round of bombing. However, this round of bombing Su Yu no longer intends to just passively defend. In the blue-silver field, the blue-silver grasses are intertwined with each other. There was a blue-silver grass wrapped around Su Yu's waist. With the cooperation of his body and the pull of the blue-silver grass, Su Yu moved quickly in the blue-silver field. Lan Yinbi failed to withstand this round of bombing. With denser missiles and more powerful missiles, this round of bombing damage is far greater than the previous round. However, Su Yu is no longer under the multiple blue-silver walls. Pulled by the blue-silver grass, he quickly changed his position and came to the side of Jing Hongchen. Jing Hongchen quickly discovered something was wrong and saw Su Yu hiding in the blue-silver grass. Jing Hongchen was puzzled. However, there was no time for him to wonder at this moment. Blue-silver crit gun array. Su Yu's soul power surged, and the soul ring outside his body shone. Suddenly a flash of light appeared, as if something exploded. The third soul skill, explosion mark. Su Yu activated the first life mark, and his whole body's soul power boiled. Jing Hongchen's damage was very high. He used the soul cannon to bomb in all directions, and the damage was also extremely high. However, he had one drawback, that is, his mobility was too poor. At this moment, with him as the center, giant blue and silver grass dragons were entangled and condensed to form spears in 8 directions, the spear thrust out suddenly. Not good. Meng Hongchen also didn't expect the situation to change so quickly and exclaimed. Xiao Hongchen gritted his teeth and gave up his plan to defend. According to his plan, his 5th soul ring will gain a soul skill that is immune to physical damage, and then his current shortcoming will be made up for, and this plan is not difficult to complete before the next soul fighting competition. So he gave up on making up for this shortcoming. When the 5th soul ring returns, the shortcomings of poor mobility will naturally be made up for. But Suyu caught his shortcomings at this moment. Xiao Hongchen's 4th soul ring lit up instantly, the soul power in his body burned, and his whole body soul cannon emitted even more frightening energy fluctuations. Boom. Use offense as defense. Xiao Hongchen instantly launched all-round fire coverage, and the blue-silver crit guns from 8 directions were bombarded and blocked. Suyu was not disappointed, taking advantage of Xiao Hongchen's break. The blue-silver grass around his waist exerted force. It is a pity that the blue-silver domain is only a prototype after all, and does not have any spatial attributes. Otherwise, it would not be so troublesome, and it would have to rely on the pulling and displacement of the blue-silver grass. But even so, Suyu moved extremely fast. In the blue-silver field, he is like a ghost. Thorn-killing technique. The binding of blue-silver. Blue-silver grass grew from Xiao Hongchen's feet and bound him instantly. However, the next moment, the blue-silver grass quickly withered, as if burned by fire or frozen by ice. Blue-silver grass quickly lost its vitality and completely lost its life breath. Meng Hongchen joined the battle. Who asked you to take action? I can deal with him by myself. Xiao Hongchen said dissatisfied, but when he spoke, his tone lost the confidence he had at the beginning, because just now, he was really almost eliminated. Meng Hongchen, who had long snow-white hair and blood-red eyes, slowly stepped forward. Behind her, a shadowy figure of a toad with an icy blue body and strange red eyes appeared. Zhu Jingbing Toad. This is Meng Hongchen's martial spirit. Its most powerful part is the poison, which is a poison that is cultivated by absorbing the cold air of heaven and earth. Although Zhu Qing Ice Toad's whole body is of ice attribute, its eyes are of fire attribute, which is extremely special. It generates its special cold poison by alternating its 2 abilities of ice and fire. Meng Hongchen also started to pay attention to Suyu at this moment. On her body, there were light groups flashing in a total of 6 locations. The ice blue light quickly transformed into an exquisite ice blue half-armor. Suyu narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at the soul guide armor on Meng Hongchen, with various thoughts flashing in his mind. Chapter 32 Suyu, but I am also a soul master. Today is destined to go down in history. Please read. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soul Guide armor has begun to appear in this era. Although it is difficult to make, there are always high-level soul masters who can make it. The soul tool armor that Meng Hongchen wears is the work of Jing Hongchen. After Kong Deming put on several armor parts in Meng Hongchen, he unexpectedly looked at Hongchen. From his perspective, he could naturally see that this was a soul guidance device that had not yet been completely completed. If all are completed, this will be a complete set of level 6 soul guide armor. It seems that Jing's research on the soul guide armor has gone deeper. Meng Hongchen now only has 6 armor parts on his body, which cannot reach the level of a 6th level soul guide, and is barely at the level of a 4th level soul guide, but even so, the mutual amplification of each component can make its protective capabilities reach the top ranks among level 4 soul guides. If the parts are put together, amplified by each other, and linked together, it may be possible to reach the defense level of a 7th level soul guide. The point is, this is armor. Soul guides made in the form of armor have more practical significance than any other defensive soul guides. Even an invincible shield is inferior to armor in actual combat. With the soul guide armor in front of him, many thoughts emerged, and Suyu forced himself not to lose focus. The effect of the 3rd soul skill can last for 1 minute, but now 10 seconds have passed. On the other side, since Meng Hongchen has already taken action, he will naturally not withdraw from the occupation again. The soul ring around her was shining. The 1st soul skill, the poison of the ice toad. In the arena, the poison of ice and fire spread. Second soul skill, Ice Poison Ring. The poison, which was already extremely powerful, is even more intense now. Su Yu's second soul ring shown. The second soul skill, Purple Moon Purification. His blue-silver grass was corroded by poison, but a tenacious vitality burst out. Although the toxin could not be eliminated, it was temporarily suppressed. The effect of the second soul skill also blessed Su Yu, relieving him in advance of the weakness that the third soul skill was about to cause. The first soul ring flashed. The first soul skill, the power of the stars. Su Yu's lost physical strength was quickly restored, and his soul power was restored at the same time. Blue-silver extraction. Su Yu used his own soul skill to absorb toxins from the blue-silver grass in the blue-silver field to prevent the toxins from infecting his body, but precisely because of this, he could no longer absorb the soul power fed back by the blue-silver grass in the blue-silver domain. The soul power channel fed back by the blue-silver grass in the domain was closed by Su Yu, and he only relied on the first soul skill to restore his soul power, with Meng Hongchen's cooperation. Xiao Hongchen was able to deal with the damage safely and fire wildly, while Su Yu was avoiding Xiao Hongchen's soul cannon. He also had to deal with Meng Hongchen's attack. If it weren't for his strong mental strength, he would definitely not be able to deal with it like this. The third soul skill, Ice Refraction. Every time Meng Hongchen attacks, he will leave a mirrored ice disc on the ring. Through the light refracted by the mirror ice plate, she can realize the change of position. It was extremely difficult for Su Yu to deal with it. The main reason is that the methamphetamine and fire poison do too much damage to the blue-silver grass. Su Yu felt helpless. The vitality is extremely strong, and it has actually made Su Yu's blue-silver grass have a good level of resistance to poison and other aspects. However, ice and fire plus poison, as well as this near-extreme attribute, made Su Yu's blue-silver grass very difficult to deal with. The 9th grade Snow Lotus must be obtained. After taking the 9th grade Snow Lotus, the life attributes of his blue-silver grass martial spirit will be strengthened again, and at the same time, the ice resistance can be greatly improved. So you continue to condense the blue-silver crit gun, restricting Meng Hongchen's actions while looking for opportunities. King Kong moves wood. Blue-silver grass from all directions gathered and imprisoned Meng Hongchen. Meng Hongchen's third soul skill is not unlimited and has a cooldown period. At this moment, it is the cooling-off period. The blue-silver grass in all directions imprisoned him, and a blue-silver crit spear stabbed him. Boom. The blue-silver crit gun came and stabbed Meng Hongchen in the chest. The Soul Guide armor's defense was very strong, and this shot failed to penetrate its defense, but the force of the impact made Meng Hongchen's face turn pale. At the same time, blue-silver grass entangled itself again. At this moment, the blue-silver grass in the blue-silver domain seemed to be going crazy, rushing towards Meng Hongchen and imprisoning her. Boom boom boom. Xiao Hongchen's shells came one after another. Su Yu hurriedly avoided. At this time, the time for the third soul skill has passed. Due to the activation of the second soul skill and the first soul skill in advance, he did not look weak except for the calmness of his soul power at this moment. The third soul skill, Explosion Mark. Su Yu once again burst out with a life mark. Meng Hongchen was imprisoned, and Xiao Hongchen was approached by Su Yu again. A thick blue-silver crit gun collided and knocked him into the air. The fourth soul skill, Golden Sacrifice. Xiao Hongchen was in the air and directly used his fourth soul skill. All the turrets on his body changed direction and fired at Su Yu, restricting his movement and preventing him from further finishing the attack, thereby eliminating himself. The fourth soul skill, Ice Feedback. On the other side, Meng Hongchen also used his fourth soul skill. Using fire as her source, she activates the ice toad's poison and turns it into pure energy to feed herself back, raising her attack attributes to the strongest level. The ice poison was stimulated, and the attribute attacks were also increased to the strongest level. The blue-silver grass around Meng Hongchen that tightly bound her was instantly corroded. Only the outer layer of blue-silver grass that was still rushing towards it was left. Seeing this scene, Kong Deming also thought that Su Yu was about to lose. After all, after Meng Hongchen broke free, they were in their strongest state at the same time, which Su Yu couldn't handle. The most important thing is that Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen have martial soul fusion skills. Judging from their current state, it's time to cast it, because if they don't perform, their condition will be insufficient and they won't be able to perform. However, even though Suyu was about to lose the battle, his performance amazed Kong Deming, a soul master who can fight to this point with 2 major soul sects and 4th-level soul masters is already quite outstanding. Meng Hongchen has not yet advanced to the 4th-level soul mentor. But wearing half of the armor, he is no different. From a 4th-level soul mentor, the situation on the battlefield turned out as Kong Deming expected, and Suyu's situation quickly became dangerous. Oh, is it still a little bit worse? Suyu knew that he could only go so far if he only relied on martial arts. But don't forget, I am also a soul master. Suyu grinned, seeing his smile. Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen had an ominous premonition in their hearts. Attacks on hand are accelerated, cannonballs bombard, methamphetamine looms. Suyu accelerated suddenly, the blue-silver domain was destroyed by Meng Hongchen. But so what? My fastest speed cannot be achieved by relying on the blue-silver domain. Under Suyu's feet, a jet accelerator appeared. There are flying soul guides in Douluo continent. There are also various auxiliary soul guides, but so far, no one has emerged who can truly utilize these soul tools to their full potential in real battles. Today is destined to be recorded in history. Chapter 33. You idiot. Please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the process of avoiding, Suyu wore spray devices on his hands, feet, and even around his entire waist. With his already tough physical fitness and perfect coordination with the jet device, Suyu is now equivalent to twice the speed. This is not over yet, he also wore a soul guide on each of his wrists. This is. Kong Deming looked at the soul guide on Suyu's wrist and looked a little confused. Suyu's jet device was improved and assembled based on the drawings of the 1st and 2nd level soul guides he gave him. The efficiency far exceeds any other soul-guiding jet device. This made Kong Deming very satisfied, but at first glance, the soul guide that Suyu took out now made him a little confused. The next second, after observing its effect, he suddenly realized. Soul Power Amplifier, a circuit that can be seen in many soul guides. However, Suyu became independent, designed a new core array alone, and made this opponent's ring soul guide. The effect of the bracelet soul guide is also very simple, which is to increase the power of Suyu's release of soul power. When the soul power passes through the hands, it flows into the amplifier, and then the power of the soul skill can be increased. Suyu had given up his initial battle strategy. He no longer has a broad-minded fighting style. It's a completely different state. 6th child. This is Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen's evaluation of the current Suyu. Suyu did not forcefully confront them at all, no longer perform large-scale attack soul skills. The remaining combat methods are only the thorn killing technique and the blue-silver critical strike gun with the additional secondary damage of the cutting technique. With the amplifier, Suyu consumes less soul power to perform these soul skills. Suyu was consuming the state of laughing at Hongchen and dreaming about Hongchen. But once the two of them want to enter a low-consumption state and compare consumption with Suyu, they will find out in despair. Suyu has been fighting for so long, and his condition has hardly declined. His 1st and 2nd soul skills are always on, and his soul power and physical strength are restored at all times. The withered blue-silver grass around him is also full of life after his arrival, and can cooperate with him in fighting. Purple moon purification can no longer rejuvenate the blue-silver grass in the entire field, but it can focus on a small area and only awaken the vitality of the blue-silver grass under your feet. As for death, Meng Hongchen could only poison some of the blue-silver grass, but he couldn't eradicate it no matter what. Blue-silver grass is too tenacious, it is also too easy to reproduce and survive. Coupled with the influence of Suyu's soul power, there are blue-silver grasses buried 3 meters underground in the arena, waiting to break through the ground and cooperate with Suyu to attack. Dream. Xiao Hongchen gritted his teeth and decided to cast his last hole card. Meng Hongchen looked back at Xiao Hongchen and nodded. The two embraced together. An array of light shot up into the sky. Suyu breathed a sigh of relief. Finally used the martial soul fusion skill. He also didn't want to waste time with 2 people, it was too uncomfortable. Therefore, the 2 brothers and sisters using their martial soul fusion skills can actually speed up the pace of the battle. However, you have to be careful when dealing with it. Suyu stared at the center of the light, his mental power exploded to the maximum, paying attention to every move on the other side. The light pillar condensed in the air and turned into a huge toad. Strangely, when the light condensed on its body, it turned into a metallic red color, and its eyes became as black as the abyss. The red gold toad also has 3 legs. The 3-legged red golden toad landed on the ground, and a bone-chilling coldness appeared in Su Yu's heart. The fierce cold wind swirled around the 3-legged red golden toad, cold poison condenses on its periphery, forming a defense. The red gold energy gathered and gradually formed soul-guiding muzzles on the metallic glossy skin of the 3-legged red golden toad. Sure enough, it still can't change the way the fort is played. However, compared to before, in the current state of worldly attachment, there is no longer the worry of being approached, but even so what? Su Yu didn't confront him head-on at all. The soul-guiding jets under your feet change speed. The jet can accelerate and decelerate instantly, allowing Su Yu to dodge with ease. This kid has a really dirty heart. Kong Deming laughed and cursed, but he was not really angry. After all, Su Yu had already demonstrated his hard power just now, and now it was Su Yu's tactics. There is no shortage of real power. At the same time, the brain is also flexible. On the contrary, it made Kong Deming feel even more proud. Just the soul guidance jet propulsion device and the soul power amplifier, but they shined in Su Yu's hands. Boom. The road ahead was blocked, and red gold energy shells were also locked in the other 3 directions. Su Yu exploded with the last mark of life. The third soul skill, explosion mark, that the soul power was instantly stimulated. He took out a large number of light groups from the storage soul guide and quickly wore them everywhere on his body. Is this a soul power channeling device? Kong Deming had seen Su Yu's soul power amplifier, and he quickly recognized the latest set of soul tools that Su Yu had taken out. It is also a system that is taken out from many soul guides. This soul guidance device also has only one function, and that is to guide the movement of soul power. It speeds up the movement of soul power and at the same time makes the soul master's control of soul power more precise. The soul power in Su Yu's body exploded. Equipped with a soul power channeling device, in an instant, a large amount of blue-silver grass enveloped him. The blue-silver grass is woven to form a layer-by-layer structure. The density of blue-silver grass is also arranged in the pattern of high, low, and high, creates a layer-by-layer shock-absorbing effect. At the same time, within the densest protection of each layer of blue-silver grass, there is pure soul power condensing to strengthen the blue-silver grass. This is just the most basic defense. After Su Yu built the outermost defense, there was also a gathering of soul power outside of himself. This is the void engraving formation. Kong Deming was completely shocked at this moment. Su Yu directly manipulates the soul power, engraving the core magic circle in the air. Although it is only a first-level and second-level core magic circle, it is quite incredible, because the inscription of the core magic circle generally requires a carrier, so as to facilitate the circulation of soul power and form a specific circuit, and if it is directly condensed in the air, then the agglomerator needs to completely restrain all the movement of the soul power in the air by himself. So, does the soul power channeling device still have such an effect? Kong Deming denied the speculation. No, more, it should still rely on his own mental strength. He, Kong Deming, can also engrave a magic circle in the void, and many high-level soul engineers can do it. However, it doesn't mean much, because the time it can be maintained is short. It cannot be fixed like a soul guide, and the soul power cannot be operated too freely, otherwise it may affect the maintenance of the magic circle. Therefore, the method of engraving the magic circle in the void is too weak, and few soul masters practice it, so you can reach this level at this stage. Already shocking. However, Kong Deming was more concerned about Su Yu's purpose at this moment. What is he going to do? Not only Kong Deming, but also Jing Hongchen was thinking about Su Yu's purpose while always preparing for rescue. What is the purpose of the void engraving array? Chapter 34, Krypton Gold, Technology, Tang Sect's Hidden Weapons. Please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The void inscription array is not cost-effective. At this moment, Su Yu showed such a method. Kong Deming and Jing Hongchen did not think that Su Yu was just showing off his skills, but they really don't understand. Soon, Su Yu answered their doubts. Without the restraint of rare metals, it means that the turning speed and flow rate of each soul power circuit must be completely controlled by the soul master himself, but at the same time, it also means that there is no need to engrave on rare metals. As long as you are familiar enough with the magic circle, you can theoretically construct it in an instant. Suyu took about a second to build the magic circle, and his face was a little pale. The moment the formation was inscribed, the light shone brightly. Suyu mobilized his mental power with all his strength to maintain the operation of the magic circle to the maximum extent. Afterwards, the magic circle merged into the blue-silver grass. Blessed by the martial spirit, can the core array engraved with the soul guide be used in this way? Kong De, Ming Jing and Hongchen, the two soul guide masters, were greatly shocked. When I think about it carefully, there seems to be no problem. A terrifying roar sounded. On the arena, rubble splashed, mixed with fragments of blue-silver grass. The center of the explosion was reduced to ruins, filled with smoke and dust. Jing Hongchen and Kong Deming stared at the ruins. Just now Jing Hongchen was shocked by Suyu's behavior and forgot about rescue for a moment. However, as a 9th-level soul master, his spiritual power is also quite good. Feeling the existence of a life force among the chaotic energy ruins, he breathed a sigh of relief. The smoke cleared. This is. Looking at the scene on the field, the corners of Jing Hongchen and Kong Deming's mouths twitched. The blue-silver grass was almost destroyed by the explosion. Even with the blessing of the core magic circle and Suyu's precise structure to maximize protection, it still couldn't withstand the strongest blow of the fusion skills of the two high-level soul sections. However, it still offset most of the damage from this blow. In the end, what really protected Suyu were the layers of defensive soul tools. That's right, it's still a soul guide. Suyu himself is also a soul mentor. At the last moment, he activated his defensive soul tool. The same shock-absorbing principle and layer-by-layer metal structure are used to minimize the intensity of attacks. The attack, which was already offset by most of the power of the blue-silver grass, was blocked by this soul tool. This soul guidance device is not level 2, but it is a 3rd-level soul guide. Moreover, it is the pinnacle among the 3rd-level soul guides. Suyu mastered a large number of 1st and 2nd-level soul guidance device blueprints, and naturally reached the level of a 3rd-level soul guidance device. He even used his spare time to conceive the drawings for making the soul guidance device. This defensive soul tool is his work. The production technology is completely at the peak level of a 3rd-level soul guide, and with its structural principle, this soul guide has reached the level of a 5th-level defensive soul guide in terms of defense. Douluo Continent's Soul Guide has not yet begun to delve into the structural aspects. There are very few studies on the internal structure of machinery. The one who has studied this to the extreme is the Tang sect's hidden weapons. Suyu used the technology of the soul guidance device and combined it with the mechanical structure to create such a defensive soul guidance device. The metal shell fell to the ground piece by piece. Kong De's mirror in the world of mortals was extremely speechless. They couldn't see how superb and clever the soul guidance device was, because it was almost destroyed, and it was hard to tell without careful study. However, they were able to identify the metal used to make the soul guide. This is the forbidden demonic crystal and the adamantine black steel. The forbidden magic crystal can weaken the damage caused by energy attacks such as soul power, and its own defense power is also good. Fine gold and black steel are very rare metals and are among the hardest metals in Douluo Continent. These rare metals can be used to make level 6 soul guides. It can be said that Suyu's soul guidance device is technically powerful, but most of its defensive power is derived from gold and gold. With his peak 3rd-level soul master skills and the principles of mechanical structure, his defense power can reach up to level 4, but he was forced to use the rare metal Krypton to reach level 5. Where did he get so many rare metals? As a core disciple, Suyu has a share of rare metals. Even if the salary of his already top core disciples was doubled because he was a disciple of Kong Deming, it was still limited. But the crux of the problem is that Kong Deming knows very well that the tasks he assigns will consume a lot of rare metals. And under such circumstances, Suyu actually still has a spare share to exchange for so many forbidden magic crystals, fine gold and black steel. It's outrageous. On the ring, Suyu moved. The last soul power of Hongchen's attachment was exhausted. A burst of light shone, the 3-legged red golden toad disappeared, and the figure of Jing Hongchen and Meng Hongchen appeared. Blue-silver crit gun. The art of cutting. With their soul power exhausted, the brother and sister had no ability to resist in front of Suyu and could only be knocked out of the ring. Suyu, win. Meng Hongchen consumed too much, was counterattacked by the martial spirit, and fell into a coma. Jing Hongchen opened his eyes a little and glanced around, then closed his eyes and seemed to have fainted. Dream. Jing Hongchen hurriedly stepped forward to check on Meng Hongchen. Wait a moment. Suyu came to the brother and sister and first pulled out the branches of blue-silver grass from their bodies. Jing Hongchen took out a pill and fed it to Meng Hongchen, using his soul power to regulate the toxins in her body. The vermilion eye ice toad not only possesses terrifying toxins, but as a martial spirit similar to the jade phosphorus snake and the evil fire phoenix, it also has the danger of backlash against its host. Fortunately, it was not a backlash caused by improper cultivation, and Meng Hongchen's condition quickly stabilized. Suyu also gave Meng Hongchen a mouthful of milk. The first soul skill, the power of the stars. The second soul skill, purple moon purification. Can your soul skills be used on others? Jing Hongchen was stunned and glanced at Suyu in surprise. Suyu was unable to complain and didn't know how to answer this question. Jing Hongchen also realized this, changed the subject, and praised Suyu. I have to say, your battle was really exciting. He learned a lot from the battle just now. In particular, the core magic circle of the soul guide can be directly blessed on the martial soul. This made Jing Hongchen burst with inspiration. Xiaoyu, did you make this soul guide yourself? In Kong Deming's hand was Suyu's severely damaged defensive soul tool. Yes, teacher. Suyu replied. Kong Deming praised the clever structure. Seeing this, Suyu expressed his thoughts. I heard that there is a force called Tang clan, and they have hidden weapons. It obviously doesn't require any soul power, but it can explode with terrifying destructive power. Even top hidden weapons can pose a threat to title Douluo. After thinking hard, I can only speculate that the powerful destructive power of the concealed weapon is achieved by utilizing the structure between the parts. The method of construction is so powerful, so I thought about integrating the method of construction into the soul guide, hence this piece of work. My soul guidance device is only a preliminary application of the structural method, and the effect is very obvious. Teacher, if the Tang sect's hidden weapons are really as terrifying as the rumors say, then the structural principles they master are absolutely profound. If you apply it to a soul guide, the effect will be absolutely terrifying. Chapter 35 Martial Soul Evolution. Kong Deming's research. Please follow up. Please recommend tick. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tangmen. Kong Deming was a little surprised to hear this name from his disciples. However, the technology Suyu used in this soul guide is indeed similar to the Tangmen hidden weapon. Tangmen's hidden weapons disappeared after the appearance of the soul guide. But it doesn't mean that the Sun Moon Empire doesn't know about Tangmen's existence. Tangmen. After being reminded by his disciples, Kong Deming also paid attention to Tangmen's hidden weapon technology. Being eliminated by the soul guide is not worthy of attention, but if the technology is eliminated, it can speed up the development of soul tools. That's worth paying attention to. Mr. Kong, I'll take the two of them back to recuperate. Jing Hongchen left in a hurry with a smile on his face. Healing the two of them is one thing, and eager to verify the ideas Suyu provided him is another. He faintly felt that his breakthrough was in this comprehension. He just had a feeling for the human-shaped soul guide, but he didn't have a real and specific idea, but he really had an idea for the armor technology of the soul guide. A simple soul tool armor is still a foreign object, it's just because of the shape of its armor that it is more suitable for combat. However, what if the soul tool armor can be further integrated with the soul master, and complement each other? In the past, Jing Hongchen didn't know how to do it, but today, he had an idea: soul guidance array. The soul guide circle is the foundation of everything. The soul guidance circle is connected to the soul guide device, and it can also be integrated into the martial soul, and then use the connection between the magic circle. Everything is so clear. Xiaoyu, this is the reward I promised you. Kong Deming took out two treasures that he had prepared long ago. The Divine Light Shield has a trigger feature, which can trigger a total of 3 protections, and each time it can withstand the full attack of the title Douluo. Suyu took the Divine Light Mask and put it on his neck as a necklace. 9th grade Snow Lotus can transform your martial soul. You should recover your state first, and then refine it here directly, and protect you as a teacher. The 9th grade Snow Lotus in Kong Deming's hand exudes a biting cold air, but there is surging vitality in the cold air. Suyu nodded and sat down directly on the spot. The first soul ring and the second soul ring were shining. With the help of 2 soul skills, Su Yu's condition returned to its peak within an hour. The injuries sustained in the battle have not fully recovered, but they are no longer serious. Teacher. Kong Deming handed the 9th grade snow lotus to Su Yu, and then protected the law. Su Yu picked off a petal of the snow lotus and put it in his mouth. The petals melted at the entrance, and a cold soul power poured into Su Yu's body. Each petal was refined by Su Yu. After refining 9 petals, Su Yu's soul power alone had reached the peak of level 35. You know, he just broke through level 35 last night. The 9 petals are just an appetizer to acclimate the body to the power of snow lotus. Su Yu took out a concentrated ball of flower heart exuding a cold breath from the snow lotus and put it into his mouth. Rich vitality mixed with ice attribute soul power filled the meridians. Su Yu used the meditation method and body tempering method to refine this energy with all his strength. Time flies. It took Su Yu 3 days to refine this vitality and soul power. At this moment, Su Yu was surrounded by blue-silver grass, exuding vitality, and behind him was the shadow of a blue-silver grass, different from ordinary blue-silver grass. Su Yu's blue-silver grass emits a silvery white light, and there are also silvery white lines on the roots. In addition, even the shadow of the martial soul exudes rich life energy. It seems that the evolution of the martial soul is very successful. Kong Deming breathed a sigh of relief, felt the vitality in Su Yu's martial spirit, and nodded. This level of life attribute can be said to be a top-notch martial spirit. Coupled with Su Yu's self-created soul skills and combat methods, he can definitely stand at the pinnacle of soul masters of the same level. Su Yu slowly opened his eyes. Soul power stirs. The soul power has broken through to level 38, that the 9th grade snow lotus contains huge vitality and soul power. After Su Yu refined it, not only the martial soul was transformed, but also the soul power was improved to the 3rd level. Naturally inferior to grass jelly, but this effect is already incredible. You must know that the treasures of heaven and earth that can promote the evolution of martial spirits are themselves supreme opportunities. The effect of this 9th grade snow lotus is stronger than the effect of Su Yu absorbing a 10,000-year soul ring. However, if the 9th grade snow lotus has such an effect, how incredible is the effect of the fairy grass? Su Yu thought in his mind. How is it? Has there been any change in Wuhuan? Kong Deming asked. Su Yu nodded. He could feel the changes in Wuhuan. The biggest point is that his martial spirit has a domain. During the transformation of the martial soul, a domain was born, which merged with his self-created soul skill blue-silver domain. The current blue-silver domain is no longer just Su Yu's self-created soul skills, but the talent of the martial soul itself. At the same time, it also has the function of a real field. Within the domain, the growth of blue-silver grass increases tenfold. As the number of blue-silver grass around increases, Su Yu's soul power recovery, physical recovery speed, soul power burst, and soul skill effects are greatly improved. In addition, it is also the point that Su Yu pays most attention to. In the blue-silver field, Su Yu's speed also received a bonus. In addition to the field, there are many benefits brought by the evolution of martial souls. The first is Su Yu's 3 major soul skills, which are more powerful. After all, these 3 major soul skills themselves rely on the life attribute of blue-silver grass to function. I also got ice resistance. Su Yu is already very satisfied with such an effect. In addition to the changes in Wuhuan, Su Yu himself has also improved tremendously. The soul power has broken through to the 38th level, and the physique has been greatly improved. My physique is basically no pressure to bear the 10,000-year soul ring. Su Yu has been practicing the body tempering method, and after obtaining the first soul ring, he tempers his body with the power of stars every day. He is taking the life route again. Each time he absorbs a soul ring, his soul power level increases. The vitality fed back to the body by the blue-silver grass also maximizes the effect of body tempering. The second ring is millennium, and the third ring is 5,000 years. Leapfrogging step by step to absorb soul rings has already laid a good foundation for him. At this moment, he even took the 9th grade snow lotus, and his physique has greatly improved again. and it is not a problem to bear the 10,000-year spirit ring. Of course, to be on the safe side, it's better to find a piece of 10,000-year whale gum to refine it before absorbing the spirit ring. As for the soul shock that comes with the 10,000-year soul ring, to be honest, Suyu was not afraid of this at all. He even hoped that it would be more intense, the more ruthless the better. Give Yi Lao some replenishment. Minga Hall, after Jing Hongchen adjusted Meng Hongchen's situation and handed it over to Xiao Hongchen to take care of him, he hurried back to his office. He wrote and drew on paper, listing various complex core arrays. On the table, there are dozens of books related to the core magic circle. A magic circle with a boost effect on martial souls. The linkage between the magic circles, I will do this, similar to the linkage between the armor parts of the soul guide. Brothers, I'm finally going to be recommended, give me some strength, I must follow up in these 2 days, it's very important, thank you. Please read it. This is the second change on the 22nd, one change at noon and one at night during the day, there will be no shortage. Chapter 36 Breaking Through the Soul Sect, The Dispute in the God Realm. Please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jing Hongchen's mind was filled with soul guidance devices at the moment, so you seem to have opened the door to a new world for him. Yes, the magic circle is not just the core of the soul guidance device, the magic circle itself is the basic structure for the energy operation of this world. It is a summary of the way energy operates and an explanation of energy operation. However, it was discovered by the soul engineers and used in making soul guidance devices. After Su Yu's reminder, Jing Hongchen was really inspired at this moment. The magic circle can be integrated into the martial spirit and strengthen it. The magic circle can be integrated into the soul master's body to enhance the soul master's strength. The magic circle can even incorporate spiritual power. Jing Hongchen's mind suddenly opened up, precisely because his mind was broadened. He had a clear direction for further upgrading the soul guide armor. The set of soul guide armor on Meng Hongchen's body has not yet been completed. When completed, it will consist of 13 parts, covering the forehead, shoulders, chest, elbows, abdomen, hips, knees and hands respectively. At that time, it will truly form a set of defensive armor that covers the whole body. The 13 parts will be linked to each other, and the defensive effect that can be produced will be second only to the level of the 5th level invincible shield. With all his strength, even a full blow from the soul saint can be resisted. Of course, the soul power consumed in this way is also huge, but the advantage is that it will not be scrapped and is a reusable armor. This is already the limit of Jing Hongchen. It's not that higher level soul tool armor cannot be made, the question is whether it can be used after being made. The 13 parts of the soul guide each consume soul power to operate, and the linkage between the parts must also be driven and coordinated by soul power. As the level of each component increases, the soul power consumption will also increase accordingly, which is not something that ordinary soul masters can bear. In addition to the consumption of soul power, there are also control issues. This is not just a problem with soul guide armor, but a common shortcoming of all high-level soul guides above level 7, that is, there is a sense of sluggishness and disharmony in operation. Unless it is tailor-made and perfectly fits oneself, there will be a very obvious feeling of sluggishness when using a high-level soul tool. This also leads to the fact that high-level soul guidance tools mostly appear in the form of soul guidance cannons. Advanced soul guidance tools that are not in the form of soul guidance cannons will also become the masterpieces of the corresponding soul mentors. Influenced from top to bottom, low-level soul guidance tools are also more researched in the direction of soul guidance cannons. After all, the inheritance in this direction is more complete and the future is bright. But, after today, everything may change. Jing Hongchen knew very well that once his current idea was completed, it would change the development process of the entire history of soul guidance devices. The magic circle is used to further integrate the soul guide and the soul master, thereby greatly reducing the disharmony between the two parties. Jing Hongchen started a lot of research. His office was filled with the sound of forging rare metals non-stop. Su Yu's cultivation life is back on track. This battle gave Su Yu a more intuitive understanding of his own power. Refining the 9th grade Snow Lotus also allowed him to improve in all aspects. The important thing is that Jing Hongchen and the teacher are also busy. The skills Su Yu exposed in this battle also had their own purposes. They should be able to catch the inspiration, right? Cultivation is always boring and boring, however, in the boring practice, adding the learning of new things can add a little bit of color. That's what Suyu is. While cultivating, he tirelessly researched the Soul Guide. The battle with Xiao Hongchen's brother and sister exposed the level of Suyu's third-level soul instructor. This made the self-proclaimed genius Xiao Hongchen feel suffocated. Back and forth, Suyu has only been learning soul tools for 5 months, right? 5 months, third-level soul engineer. It's outrageous. After the battle, Xiao Hongchen fell into a frenzied study, frantically making soul tools and laying a solid foundation. Meng Hongchen was sensible, but he didn't let up at all, and successfully certified a 4th-level soul teacher a month later. The cultivation of the soul power of the two brothers and sisters has never fallen, and they have achieved a breakthrough 2 months after the battle. Xiao Hongchen has reached level 49, while Meng Hongchen has reached level 48. Boss, have you made a breakthrough again? Feeling the fluctuation of soul power from Suyu's side, Qian Budwa screamed, let no one live anymore. Do you know how I, fat man, have spent the past 6 months? Don't roll it again. Finally broke through to level 40. Suyu smiled. As long as he gets another soul ring, he will be a 13-year-old 40th level Soul Sect. 6 months have passed since the last time I challenged Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen brothers and sisters. Suyu celebrated his 13th birthday 2 months ago. It has been less than a year since I obtained the 3rd soul ring. Suyu himself never thought that he would have to hunt the soul beast again to obtain the soul ring so soon. The treatment at the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy is really great. No, it should be said that the cultivation resources in the Sun and Moon Empire are too abundant. It can be said that in addition to the exploration of martial souls and the summary of martial soul cultivation techniques, the Sun and Moon Empire far surpasses the 3 original empires of Douluo continent in other aspects, especially in assisting martial soul cultivation. Not even Shrek can compare. Not only are the drugs to assist martial soul training, but the technology for detecting the soul master status is also the most advanced here. The latest instrument developed by Tang can quantitatively detect various qualities of a soul master and give specific values. The strength of martial soul, the quality and quantity of soul power, physical fitness, and even the intensity of mental power are all within the monitoring range of the instrument. This reflects the effect of cultivation more intuitively, making Suyu's cultivation more scientific and efficient. There are also pills that Kong Deming prepared for Suyu after becoming a disciple to assist in soul power cultivation. Various factors caused Suyu's soul power cultivation speed to at least double. In addition, the 9th grade Snow Lotus increased the soul power to the 3rd level, and after absorbing the 3rd soul ring, Suyu was directly promoted to the 33rd level. The combination of so many factors gave Suyu the opportunity to obtain the 3rd and 4th spirit rings in less than a year. As for the 4th soul ring, the Sun and Moon Empire will have to carefully select the soul beasts. Suyu told Jing Hongchen that he had broken through level 40, as for why he didn't find his own teacher, it may have to do with the battle that took place at the old site of Tang men not long ago. To put it simply, Kong Deming went to find the Tang sect inheritance. The results were not pretty. Kong Deming was attacked by the Numenon sect for no apparent reason, and then confronted Shrek. Spirit world, the questioning voice of the god of destruction resounded in the God Realm Council. Tang San, you have crossed the line. Tang San, who was both Poseidon and Shura god, had an expression that said it was not my fault. The inheritance I left behind in Douluo continent was stolen. As long as it is not a divine inheritance and it interferes with the operation of the lower realm, it is a violation. The next chapter is at 6 p.m. Chapter 37 Jingyang Mountains, the target of the 4th soul ring. Please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You made too many little moves in Douluo continent. After destruction comes new life. After the war, the unified Douluo continent can develop better. Only when the subordinate planes are strong can the divine world develop and grow. The last time Tang San intervened in the battle for the unification of the Sun and Moon Empire, even if he didn't do it himself, it still led to the failure of that battlefield. The current Douluo continent is still divided into 4 countries, and the god of destruction is very dissatisfied. What's more, it's just collecting hidden weapons and studying the principles. It's not directly stealing your inheritance. There was a problem with the description in the previous chapter. It has been changed. Kong Deming went to the Tangmen ruins to look for inherited and finished hidden weapons. Does studying an opponent's weapons count as stealing? Tang San sighed secretly in his heart. He didn't steal my inheritance, but he focused on the structure of the hidden weapon. The combination of hidden weapons and soul guides is the basis for my plan to revitalize the Tang sect. Being targeted by this destruction now is really troublesome. The god of destruction warned Tang San not to interfere in the operation of the lower realm without authorization. Also, that girl's qualifications are not enough. She will never become a god no matter what. I know. You know you're still plotting against the 190,000-year-old blue-silver emperor. The god of destruction said coldly, if I turn a blind eye to other things, I might just be fooled by you, but it's a bit too much for you to use the resources that my wife prepares to cultivate successors to cultivate a person who is destined not to become a god. The 190,000-year-old blue-silver emperor was prepared by the god of life to cultivate successors. If one day you meet your favorite successor, such a nearly 200,000-year-old soul ring will be of great use. Tang San had no choice but to deny it. It sucks. Kong Deming triggered the backhand he left and caught his attention. He attacked Kong Deming, but attracted the attention of the god of destruction. After paying attention, the god of destruction discovered the original purpose of his backup man, as well as various arrangements around the Tang sect. He also discovered the problem with Tang Ye's martial spirit, and even suspected that the pure Tang Sanshao was plotting to seize the blue-silver emperor. Thus staring at him, Tang San's eyes became even more deadly. Well. What? Are you level 40? Jing Hongchen was in a mess at the moment. With unkempt beard and untidy hair, he has been doing a lot of research every day for the past 6 months. The workload is heavy, but he is extremely fulfilling mentally. I don't know how long ago it was that I studied the soul guide like this selflessly. This state made him addicted. After half a year of research, Jing Hongchen has initially completed the fusion soul guidance technology that further integrates soul guidance tools and soul masters, and is already trying to apply this technology in the production of his own soul guidance device armor. In the past 6 months, Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen were also recruited by him as his assistants, and he taught them the techniques of making soul tools. A month ago, Xiao Hongchen had reached the level of a 5th-level soul engineer in all aspects. It's just that the soul power is limited, and a 5th-level soul guidance device has not been actually made. Xiao Hongchen was about to achieve a breakthrough in soul power at that time, so he was not in a hurry to make a level 5 soul guide. Finally, he broke through to level 50 half a month ago. Meng Hongchen's cultivation did not fall behind either. Before the soul fighting competition, the brother and sister's goal was to reach the Soul King realm. The brother and sister possess martial soul fusion skills, and their training speed together is much faster than ordinary people. With the training resources provided by Jing Hongchen, their speed is even more abnormal. Meng Hongchen still didn't stop after breaking through level 48, and broke through to level 49 a month ago. During this period, she took a lot of pills, and the effects were obvious. Meng Hongchen's martial soul contains cold poison, which will backfire on the soul master during the training process. In normal times, she would be careful to suppress the cold poison when practicing. In the past 6 months, she relied on a large amount of medicine to suppress the backlash of her martial soul and reconcile the cold poison that the martial soul had invaded her body. She did not have to worry about the cold poison's backlash, and her cultivation speed greatly increased. Moreover, in order to achieve her goal, she took drugs more aggressively than Suyu, and the resulting increase in soul power was more rapid. Within 3 months, she hopes to break through level 50. Both brother and sister's 5th soul rings must require hunting 10,000-year soul beasts, which consumes a lot of energy. And Jing Hongchen is already under pressure, now that Suyu has broken through level 40. The 4th soul ring also requires a 10,000-year soul ring. Kong Deming is not in the Sun and Moon Empire, so he can only help to obtain this soul ring. In a short period of time, the 3 of them have to obtain the 10,000-year soul ring. Jing Hongchen put down his research and analyzed the current situation of the 3 people. If you want to better suit yourself, Meng Hongchen's soul ring is best obtained in the far north. The ones most suitable for Xiao Hongchen are the metallic soul beasts in the Jingyang Mountains. Suyu's words are much more troublesome. He needs to find a soul beast with the life attribute, in Douluo continent. If the most difficult thing to find is the spiritual attribute soul ring, then the second most difficult thing to find is the life attribute soul ring, not to mention the 10,000-year soul ring. Jing Hongchen decided to take Su Yu and Xiao Hongchen to hunt the soul beast first. It may not be easy for the two of them to obtain the soul rings, and it will take a long time when the two of them obtain the soul rings. Meng Hongchen will have a breakthrough. At that time, he will take Meng Hongchen to the far north to hunt for soul rings. Get ready, we will set off in 3 days. He didn't set off immediately because Jing Hongchen also needed to adjust his condition. Don't be careless when hunting soul beasts. The state of his guardian is also crucial. If due to his mistake, the rescue was not timely during the battle with the soul beast, that would be a serious breach of responsibility. Whether it is Xiao Hongchen or Su Yu, they are both very important and there is no room for carelessness. 3 days later, Jing Hongchen was energetic and calm, which was obviously different from his state 3 days ago. Jing Hongchen took out a soul guide that resembled wings and had 3 cylindrical jets on each side. This is a flying soul guide. Jing Hongchen personally demonstrated how to use the flying soul guide, so you learned what he was doing and mastered it quickly. The 4th level flying soul guide is very fast and flies straight in the air. It flew from Mingdu to Jingyang Mountains in just 5 days. The soul beasts in the Jingyang Mountains are generally metallic, and even if they are the same species as those in the outside world, there are also metallic mutant species. Xiao Zhao's 5th soul ring wanted to make up for his shortcomings and choose a defensive soul ring. There are many soul beasts that meet the requirements of Xiao. What we need to do is to choose the soul beast that best suits him. Su Yu, do you have any requirements for the 4th soul ring? Actually, as long as it is a top soul beast with the main life attribute, it will be fine. Su Yu replied. The corners of Jing Hongchen's mouth twitched. What do you call it? Su Yu continued. I have researched the information and found that there are not many soul beasts with life attributes in the Jingyang Mountains, and they are not easy to find, but the ones that can survive here are the top soul beasts. Seeing that Su Yu was well prepared, Jing Hongchen asked, do you have a specific goal? Sword Grass. Chapter 38 Sprint to the Ultimate Attributes. Please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sword Grass. This is Su Yu's best choice for planning his 4th soul ring. He wasn't attracted by the so-called sword grass's aggressiveness. Still, the main line, any soul ring is an opportunity for the martial soul to transform and evolve. It was impossible for Su Yu to waste his soul ring position. Up to now, Su Yu's 3 soul rings have added huge vitality to him. Originally, his 4th soul ring still planned to continue to absorb the soul rings of soul beasts with huge vitality, but the 9th grade Snow Lotus saved him this step. The life attribute of the current blue-silver grass has also grown to an extremely high level, and the entire martial spirit is no different from the top martial spirit. Next, Su Yu continued to explore the life attributes of blue-silver grass, which was naturally the direction of the ultimate attributes. The problem now is that the vitality is huge enough, but not concentrated enough. Therefore, he set his sights on the sword grass, as its name suggests. Its shape is like a sword, its nature is like a sword. Every sword grass is the most ordinary grass from the beginning. It undergoes tempering of vitality and gives birth to soul power before becoming a soul beast. After that, you need to go through countless hardships and overcome all the storms before you can grow up. The number of sword grass is extremely large. The 10-year-old sword grass is not a good choice for a soul ring. 1,000-year-old sword grass is already good, and at the 10,000-year level, Jianchao is already the top choice for soul rings. The growth attributes of sword grass also determine its harsh requirements on the environment. However, the Jingyang Mountains are quite suitable for the growth of sword grass. The metallic energy here is rich, creating a good environment for the growth of sword grass. Sword grass. Jing Hongchen nodded, approving Su Yu's choice. Yes, your blue-silver grass also needs real attack-type soul skills. He didn't know Su Yu's thoughts on exploring martial soul attributes, and thought that Su Yu was doing it for Jincao's offensive soul skills. In his opinion, although Su Yu created many soul skills of his own, and the effects of those soul skills were very good and comprehensive, they ultimately lacked the final word. It's equivalent to having no nirvana. If you want Jincao's soul ring, I know a good place. Hall Master, are you saying you know the traces of the 10,000 years sword grass? So you just set the best goal. He didn't have much confidence that he would really find the 10,000 year sword grass. Now when I heard what Jing Hongchen said, I was also excited. No, I'm not sure if there is 10,000 years sword grass. Jing Hongchen shook his head and said, but the valley itself is at the center of the wind, and the metallic energy in the valley is extremely rich. There are strong winds blowing in the valley all year round. If the sword grass exists, then it is very likely to grow to the 10,000 year level. After hearing what Jing Hongchen said, Su Yu's eyes lit up. This kind of valley sounds like it exists specifically for sword grass. Master, let's go there and have a look. Okay, I heard that there are traces of the purple golden toad over there. Jing Hongchen was well prepared. He knew Xiao Hongchen's soul ring combination very well. He had also investigated the soul beasts Xiao Hongchen needed and knew their distribution well. Ming Hall has recorded information about where the soul beasts live in various directions in the Jingyang Mountains, their movements, or what special areas there are, so you finally knew what it was like to be truly prepared to hunt a soul beast. This is professional hunting of soul beasts. Shrek's soul hunting operation talks about exercising independence. It's outrageous, isn't it, just to see whose luck is better? Good luck finding the one that suits you best. Bad luck. The three of them headed towards the valley Jing Hongchen mentioned, after one day. What a fierce wind. Su felt like a knife was cutting his skin. The metallic energy in the air is so strong that it gives people the feeling that there are a large number of metal particles suspended in the air. Jing Hongchen took out a spherical soul guide, activated it with soul power, and a soul power shield appeared, covering the three of them, blocking the damage of gang foam. Let's go. The three continue to dig deeper. The valley is huge, much bigger than Su Yu expected. This valley is the middle part of two continuous mountains in the Jingyang Mountains, stretching for 20 miles. He also understood why it was impossible to determine what soul beasts were in an area with such distinctive features. It turns out that it's not that no one has come to explore it, but that it is too big to be fully explored even if it is explored. There is movement ahead, please pay attention. Jing Hongchen was the first to feel something and signaled Su Yu and the others to slow down. Roar! The three of them approached carefully and finally saw clearly the originator of the fluctuations in the battle ahead. Purple gold dragon beast, Xiao Hongchen exclaimed, his voice revealing strong excitement. Jing Hongchen also smiled. Smile, you're lucky. The purple gold dragon beast exudes a purple gold luster all over its body. Although the name contains the word dragon, it is not a real dragon and does not have dragon blood. It just looks like a dragon. The purple gold dragon beast's entire body is made of metal, making it a rather peculiar type of soul beast. It is also a soul beast unique to the Sun and Moon Empire, so you also read relevant introductions in the academy and knew about the existence of the purple gold dragon beast. The second layer of carapace on this purple gold dragon's back has just begun to grow. It is probably only a little over 10,000 years old. Smile, it's just right to be your soul ring. Take this and use your soul power to activate it. Jing Hongchen handed Xiao Hongchen a spherical soul guide with exquisite structure. Is this the blessing of mortals? This is a simplified version of mortal blessing. It is a 7th level soul guidance device. It is the product of my experiment some time ago. It can be integrated with the spiritual power of the Soul Master to produce a layer of protection. Su listened with amazement in his heart. Jing Hongchen is worthy of being the head of Ming Hall, and his research efficiency is quite high, and he has achieved results so quickly. It can be integrated with the spiritual power of the Soul Master. If it can be triggered when absorbing the soul ring, then the danger of the soul of the 10,000-year soul beast being shocked is greatly reduced. This is my latest research, and I don't know whether it has any specific effect. After all, the previous soul guides could not help the Soul Master when he absorbed the soul ring. This soul guidance device is an innovation of my use of fused soul guidance technology. I want to try the fused soul guidance technology to see if the soul guidance device can help the Soul Master when absorbing soul rings. In other words, you can't rely too much on this soul tool. Xiao Hongchen nodded. For the purpose of researching the effects of soul guidance devices, he had no objections. It's not that difficult anyway. he didn't absorb anything beyond the level. Jing Hongchen turned his head and observed the confrontation between the two soul beasts. On the other side of the battle was a silver-white tiger-like soul beast. Silver Moon Tiger, when using soul skills, its body can be metallized, glowing with silvery white luster. Silver Moon Tiger is actually very suitable for laughing. If you absorb his soul ring, you should be able to obtain metallized soul skills by laughing, Jing Hongchen said. Chapter 39 Jing Hongchen's Strength, The Fortress of Gold, please read it. Please recommend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With the purple gold dragon beast in front, Xiao Hongchen still gave up on the Silver Moon Tiger. He was very attracted by the metallized soul skills that the Silver Moon Tiger could provide, but the purple gold dragon beast was even more important to him. For soul engineers, the purple gold dragon beast is the best soul ring, because the purple gold dragon beast's entire body is composed of metal. Once it can absorb it, the passive effect alone can at least double the affinity of his three-legged golden toad for metal. The increase is no less than the 10,000-year soul skill. Of course, this is only due to the improvement in metal affinity. In addition to passively increasing its affinity for metals, the purple gold dragon beast has a high probability of providing a defensive soul skill, a metal shield with all-round defense similar to the shell of the purple gold dragon beast. Not only can it greatly improve Xiao Hongchen's defensive and self-protection capabilities, but it can also be used in conjunction with his previous soul skills to build a war fortress. Moreover, during the use of this soul skill, it is also semi-metallic. Although it does not have as high immunity to physical attacks as metallization, it still has half the effect. The battle between the two 10,000-year-old soul beasts caused quite a stir. The pressure of the 10,000-year soul beast also made other surrounding soul beasts fearful and did not dare to approach. As the battle progressed, the injuries on the purple gold dragon beast and silver moon tiger gradually accumulated. Jing Hongchen was worthy of being the sixth and dignified Douluo. He did not suppress them forcibly, but instead waited for them to fight and wear them out. Looking at the right time, Jing Hongchen erupted. Martial soul possession, that he released his martial spirit and a giant toad attached itself to his body. The first soul skill, golden control. The second soul skill, golden boiling. Fifth soul skill, gold consolidation. Jing Hongchen's soul skill combination is similar to Xiao Hongchen's, but his golden condensation is a 10,000-year soul skill. In the blink of an eye, just as the 2,000-year-old soul beasts stopped fighting and were on alert, Jing Hongchen was already armed. 16 soul cannons have been set up everywhere in the giant toad that Jing Hongchen transformed into. Boom 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 boom. Suyu felt that the entire valley was trembling, and the terrifying energy fluctuations made his mind shake. At least a 6th-level custom-installed soul guide cannon, relying only on soul skills, Jing Hongchen can instantly arm 16 level 6 fixed soul cannons. Moreover, this is not the limit. After all, Jing Hongchen cannot directly kill two 10,000-year soul beasts. The most important thing is that Jing Hongchen has not yet used his martial soul avatar, nor has he activated his 8th or 9th soul skills. Of the 5,000-year soul rings, only the first one was used. Jing Hongchen's single combat power may not be strong, but in group combat, his role is absolutely unparalleled. Su Yu's judgment was a bit off. Jing Hongchen only condensed 4 fixed soul cannons, which were level 6. The 4 level 6 soul-guided shells did not completely bombard the purple gold dragon beast, but only blocked the direction where the purple gold dragon beast could avoid it. Even so, the damage caused by the explosion also seriously injured Zijindraman. Except for 4 of them, which were custom-installed soul-guided cannons, the remaining 12 were modified soul-guided launch rails. What it fires is not a cannonball, but a level 6 soul-guide heavy armor lock used to control soul beasts. 4 of the 12 soul-guided heavy armor locks fell on the purple gold dragon beast, locking the neck, tail, waist and legs respectively. The other 8 fell on Yinyuhu. Silver Moon Tiger managed to dodge 3 of them, but was still firmly locked by the other 5 heavy armored soul guides. Alright. Jing Hongchen released his spirit-possessed state and looked calm. Seeing Su Yu's shocked look, he felt relieved. Smile, add another soul cannon. Good. Xiao Hongchen summons a martial spirit to possess him. Behind the 3-legged golden toad, a giant soul cannon was completed. Around a soul guide cannon, there are various auxiliary devices to enhance the power of the soul guide cannon. Boom! A cannon blasted out, hitting the purple gold dragon beast's head. The unwilling roar ended with the roar of artillery shells. A dark soul ring rose from the smoke. Jing Hongchen still locked onto Silver Moon Tiger. Under the pressure of the Silver Moon Tiger, even the weak soul beasts will not dare to step forward, which can save a lot of trouble. The first soul skill, the power of the stars. Suyu used his soul skills to restore Xiao Hongchen's soul power and physical strength. Reaching his peak state, Xiao Hongchen held the spherical soul guide that Jing Hongchen had given him before and sat down cross-legged to absorb the soul ring left by the purple gold dragon beast. Jing Hongchen was on guard, while Suyu carefully observed the process of Xiao Hongchen absorbing the soul ring. After about 10 minutes, his face began to tremble, as if he was in great pain, but Xiao Hongchen managed to hold on. After an hour, the spherical soul guide in Xiao Hongchen's hands suddenly released a burst of energy, which poured into Xiao Hongchen's body. This should be proactively triggered, Jing Hongchen said from the side. It took so long to trigger, not because of a fatal crisis. When the 10,000-year soul ring is absorbed, it will face the crisis of soul shock. The remnant soul of the soul beast remaining in the soul ring will attack the spirit of the soul beast. Xiao Hongchen should have passed the crisis and confirmed that there would be no more accidents, so he took the initiative to trigger the soul guide to test the effect of the soul guide. What follows is waiting. 3 more hours later, the black soul ring outside Xiao Hongchen's body had shrunk to close to his body, then flickered and merged directly into Xiao Hongchen's body. The shadow of the three-legged golden toad above Xiao Hongchen's head has also changed drastically. There is a purple halo on the golden body. The body is larger, and the metallic luster is heavier. Xiao Hongchen opened his eyes and put away his martial spirit. How about the soul skills? Jing Hongchen asked. Xiao Hongchen smiled confidently and revealed his 5th soul skill. My 5th soul skill is the Fortress of Gold, which can condense metal to form a powerful metal shell, and at the same time greatly increase the speed at which I can gather metal elements. Jing Hongchen nodded affirmatively. The effect was as expected. What about the strength of the shell? Are there any other increases? My affinity for metals has at least tripled. I can even improve it by actively using soul skills. Xiao Hongchen said excitedly. Also, my martial soul should be stronger too. It seems that this purple gold dragon beast is very suitable for you. Jing Hongchen smiled, very satisfied with Xiao Hongchen's harvest. The defensive power of the metal shell needs to be tested after we go back. Xiao Hongchen was not sure about the defensive power of the metal shell formed by active use. These are enough. From these effects alone, it is basically certain that this defense will not be bad. This Silver Moon Tiger, it's a pity that 10,000 years of cultivation have been wasted. It's better to let it go. Jing Hongchen asked Suyu and the two to stay away and released the heavy armor of the soul guide. Silver Moon Tiger roared twice and ran towards the outside of the valley. Xiaoyu, the next step is to find your soul ring. Xiao Hongchen obtained an excellent soul ring and Jing Hongchen was in a good mood. The three of them did not delay and continued to search for the 10,000 years sword grass that Suyu needed. Brothers, ask for a monthly ticket and a recommendation ticket. I still have to catch up on reading. I will definitely keep up with it in the past 2 days and get rid of it. Chapter 40 Suyu's Limit, please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as he entered the valley, Xiao Hongchen obtained a suitable soul ring within 3 days. However, the three people's luck did not continue to be good. As they continued deeper, they did not meet the soul beast suitable for Suyu, not to mention the 10,000 years sword grass. I have not even encountered other soul beasts with life attributes. The three of them searched the valley boringly for a month. Suddenly, Jing Hongchen pointed in a direction and said, I feel a relatively strong wave of soul power. It is restrained and has a strong sense of threat. The threat in his mouth was just a kind of induction. It did not mean that the breath could pose a life-threatening threat to him. The three of them headed in the direction pointed by Jing Hongchen. Soon, Xiao Hongchen and Suyu also felt the fluctuation of soul power. The unique edge of this sword energy is most likely the sword grass. Suyu said excitedly, after searching for a month, I finally got a clue. Judging from the fluctuations in soul power, it is at least 10,000 years old, but I don't know the specific age. Jing Hongchen asked Xiao Hongchen and Suyu to be careful, activated the soul shield, and continued to investigate. The soul shield has the function of hiding soul power fluctuations, which is why the three of them were able to ambush for a long time not far from the battle site between the purple gold dragon beast and a silver moon tiger. This sword energy is very strong. Suyu could feel that even through the soul shield, it is a will to kill everything. It seems to be sword grass without a doubt. I hope it won't be more than 20,000 years old. Suyu's body was cultivated as normal and tempered with the power of the stars every day. By the time he reaches level 40, he hopes to reach a level that can withstand a 10,000-year soul ring. After refining the 9th grade snow lotus before, the martial soul and physique have undergone transformation, and the endurance period has been increased by 3,000 years. In addition, Suyu also refined the 10,000-year whale glue that Kong Deming found for him, making him stronger and able to withstand the soul ring for at least another 3,000 years. This is 16,000 years. Coupled with the auxiliary means developed by Suyu himself, it is not a problem to improve. For another 2,000 years, in addition, Suyu also has an external force, that's Electrolux. If Electrolux can be awakened successfully during the process of absorbing the soul ring, the soul vibration belonging to the 10,000-year soul ring will not pose a threat to him at all. He wholeheartedly resists the impact of soul power and refines the soul ring's origin, and can increase his limit by at least 4 to 5,000 years while being invisible. What's more, even if Electrolux can't wake up, Jing Hongchen's simplified version of Red Dust's blessing is still effective. The above algorithm is actually very cautious. Suyu rounded up the final result and kept it conservative, and finally came up with the limit of the 4th soul ring of 20,000 years. It seems outrageous, but it's actually not difficult to understand. Even though the God King absorbed immortal grass and forged his body with ice and fire, he still narrowly escaped death after absorbing the 10,000-year soul ring in the 4th ring. But that was a direct jump from the 3rd ring of 2,000 years to more than 10,000 years, and there was no preparation before finding the ice and fire eyes. However, Suyu skipped the level of absorption from the 2nd ring, which is also a life attribute. The 2nd ring is to temper the body with the power of the stars, and also refines the 9th grade snow lotus to give a wave of enhancements equivalent to those brought by the 10,000-year soul ring. Another piece of 10,000-year whale glue was refined. From the 5,800 years of the 3rd ring to 20,000 years, it is actually not that outrageous. What's more, Suyu's transition to 20,000 years, many of which were brought to Suyu by Electrolux or the simplified version of the Blessing of the World. Looking at it this way, it seems reasonable for Suyu to limit the age of his 4th soul ring to 20,000 years. 1 main sword pattern, 5 auxiliary sword patterns, 15,000 years. Jing Hongchen finally saw the sword grass. This 10,000 years sword grass is not very big, only 1 meter tall. Its shape resembles a long sword, and the surrounding soul power condenses into white sword energy, the sword energy centered on the sword grass, forming a sword energy storm, leaving sword marks on the surrounding ground. On the body of the sword grass, there are looming silver-white sword patterns, one of which runs from the root to the tip of the sword grass, which is the main sword pattern. Surrounding the main sword pattern, there are 5 auxiliary sword patterns. Every 10 auxiliary sword patterns that appear will condense into 1 main sword pattern. At the 10,000-year soul beast level, the auxiliary sword pattern condenses once every 1,000 years. In addition to the main sword pattern and the auxiliary sword pattern, there are also densely intertwined patterns. Xiaoyu, how are you? Can you absorb it? Jing Hongchen asked Suyu. 15,000 years, which is longer than the age of the purple gold dragon beast that Xiao Hongchen absorbed before. Xiao Hongchen also had a solemn expression, looked at Suyu, and reminded, don't be brave. I know that surpassing a genius like me is very fulfilling, but a 15,000-year-old soul ring is very dangerous. Suyu's expression was equally heavy, and he stared at the roots of the 10,000 years sword grass. If it were a normal 15,000-year-old sword grass, I would have full confidence, but this sword grass is obviously not ordinary. Oh, at Suyu's reminder, Jing Hongchen also looked at the roots of the sword grass and noticed something strange. Mutated sword grass. The growth of sword grass is extremely difficult, and the improvement of its life depends on experiencing hardships again and again, thus condensing the sword pattern. In order to better adapt to this kind of growth, the sword grass will split into multiple sword leaves during the growth process. When it grows to 9 leaves, during the transformation from 90 to 100 years, 900 to 1000 years, 9000 to 10,000 years, or even 90,000 to 100,000 years, the 9 leaves will merge into one and survive the disaster. On the one hand, it is divided into 9 leaves to enhance the foundation and gather stronger power when the breakthrough is made. On the other hand, 9 sword leaves are separated to provide more hope. However, the root of the 10,000 years sword grass in front of Suyu at this moment showed no signs of branching or leafing out. This is a mutated sword grass, no leaves, cut off all escape routes, cut off all hardships with 1 blade of grass or 1 leaf. There is no doubt that the single attack power of this mutated sword grass is even more terrifying, but this is not a problem. After all, Jing Hongchen can solve it. The sword grass that lasts for 15,000 years can only mutate for 15,000 years. The problem lies in the difficulty of Suyu's absorption. The soul power of the mutated sword grass is more difficult to refine, its explosive power is also stronger, and its impact on the meridians is even more terrifying. It can be said that the difficulty of absorbing the soul ring of this mutant sword grass is equivalent to that of a 20,000-year-old 2-leaf sword grass. Xiaoyu, please change it to another one. Jing Hongchen sighed and said helplessly, it was not easy to find a 10,000-year-old sword grass, but it turned out to be 15,000 years old. That's all, it's still a mutated sword grass, simply. Wait a minute, Hall Master, I want to try it. What? Suyu, are you desperate for your life? Jing Hongchen and Xiao Hongchen exclaimed one after another. They never imagined that Suyu, who usually seemed very stable, could be so irrational at this time. How did they know that Suyu had always been rational? Even for the sake of safety, he was once again conservative in his already cautious calculation of the 4th ring's endurance limit. Before that, I need to ask, how effective is the simplified version of Blessing in the World? Please adjust the update time. It will be updated around 6 p.m. and after 10 p.m. I happen to write at this time, which is more convenient.